Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for showing up, whatever led you to this video. If you've been here for the last year or so, thanks for coming back. Today, I originally had something else planned, not gonna lie, but between just all sorts of crazy stuff going on with my health and whatnot, this was kind of the easiest video to film and share with you guys. I'm sure you can see this little box I have over here. Today I'm going to be doing a little skincare review of some recent skincare that I've tried and just kind of giving my thoughts about it. Go ahead and like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. I promise I do not post often enough for that to be annoying. Comment, do all the things, and you know, in the comments down below, let me know if there's other videos you want me to do. Hello, my dear. I have weird skin, and that sounds kind of dumb, and I realize that, but I have combination skin that has become acne prone probably around the time that I turned 22. I'm 25 now. So kind of in that 21 to 22 year range, I started noticing that I was getting acne, and it wasn't like casual, a little bit of pimple or breakout here and there. It was like serious, deep cystic pimples. I was lucky enough that in high school, I never really struggled with my skin. I had friends that had to go on Accutane because they had such bad acne, and I was never one of those people. I washed my face when I remembered to. I used generic combination skin moisturizer from Neutrogena and called it a day. That was my entire skincare routine. And then sometimes for fun, I would do face masks, but I wouldn't actually do them to solve any problems. It was just like, oh, girls' night, oh, it's fun, like whatever, we'll do a face mask. How the tables have turned. Because somewhere between 21 and 22, for some reason, my skin shifted. I've always had combination skin. That's always been something I've had, dealt with, struggled with, whatever. But I never really had it as a problem until I was 21. And then the parts of my face that were more dry became much more dry and worse, more flaky and irritated and uncomfortable. And then the oily parts of my face became even more oily and even more prone to breakouts. Up to this point, I would get like a couple little pimples here or there. They were pretty easy to just kind of pop and move on with. I never scarred, that was never a thing, and now I've got like so many acne scars along my chin and jawline. This is where the bulk of my issues are. Long story short, it all kind of happened, and pretty much since then, I've been trying to figure out how to deal with my skin and make it work. At this point, I'm really just looking for products to kind of help balance out my face and not give me breakouts. It's really where I'm at. So that is what led me to this here. It's called Your Skincare, and it is a customizable skincare line. So it's kind of like Curology in the way that you go online, you take a quiz, you find out what issues you're looking to solve, you do all of these things, and then they make a custom formula just for you. I was looking at Curology, but it seemed to deal a lot more with kind of aggressive breakouts, which I don't get like wide scale breakouts. I get 3 or 4 deep cystic pimples that don't go away for a month or more. And then I have other skin concerns like texture, the fact that I can never seem to moisturize or de-oily eyes, whatever, my face enough. There's just kind of all these things that I didn't really feel like Curology was going to be able to do for me. And I also liked, one of the things I really liked about Your that kind of drew me to it was the fact that they tell you the ingredients they're using. And I liked that because I didn't want to have to do like a skincare subscription box forever. I wanted this to help me kind of get on track, figure out what was going to work for me, and then kind of move on. Because it's also, subscription skincare services like this are not cheap. And so I didn't want to continue to do that forever. All that being said, I went through, did the quiz, kind of got the rundown of what they were going to be doing in my regime, what it was going to look like, and then during Black Friday, they had a whole sale where it was incredibly inexpensive to get the box for just your first 3 months. So everything that comes in at one box is 3 months. So, okay, cool. I thought this was gonna be great. And it started out that way. I want to start with the pros first. I think that would be best. So I do want to start off by saying that as a whole, this brand is pretty cool. It's focused on sustainability and being eco-friendly. All of the packaging and things that it comes in, so the box, all of the stuff that's in here, like all of the packaging is sustainable. All of the products are clean, completely clean beauty, and you can custom, like you can ask for no fragrance, you can ask for completely vegan, and then the only non-vegan things they use is like sometimes there's honey or sometimes there might be like a yogurt in one of your products, but otherwise there's not a lot of animal product. It's a pretty sustainable and eco-friendly model. So really like that. The packaging is very cute. It comes in this adorable green box with the blue. You flip it open and then this is what you see. And then this is gonna spill, but that's okay. You've got this, which has, I've just put them back in here as kind of a means to hold on to them, but they're laid out nicely with this blue confetti stuff that's also like biodegradable. And that's it. It's great. So all of these things were great, sounded good. They also keep it pretty simple. So everything is numbered. So your first step, second step, and your third step, it says at what point in the day you're supposed to use it. So you use these 2 in the morning, and then you use these 3 at night. And it's meant to just try and keep things as simple and easy as possible so that you can have great skin without having to do like a 75-step skincare regime, which is also something that I really liked. The first thing I tried was the cleanser, the face wash, and this was the only product that I didn't like the packaging of. So all the other packaging, like this is the day cream, it's got this pump, which I'm a huge fan of. The night cream has this kind where you like push that top, love that. And then the serum is just your standard little dropper bottle, which is great. This packaging for the cleanser leaks. So if you just open it, there's a lot of cleanser in the cap, all around it, which just doesn't make it very easy to like travel and do stuff with, which is kind of annoying. But this was the first product that I used, and right off the bat, I noticed it was drying. And I know I said I was gonna be doing pros first and then moving to cons, but I just feel like since that was the first thing I noticed, I feel like that's pretty important. But I really like the packaging. I like being able to see what all of the ingredients were. They don't list, I mean, they list some of them on the container, but then the rest of them were online. So like I could just log in to my profile online and see what all the ingredients were and what each ingredient was supposed to do. They also, which I also really liked, they do this thing where if you have something where like, if you notice that you are using your day cream and it's just not working, everything else is fine, but the day cream isn't working, you notice it makes you feel oily or super dry or something, you are allowed to message them, like message the consultants, and they kind of ask some questions, you give them a rundown on what the problem is, and they'll send you a new product for free. So I could technically message them and say, hey, my day cream makes me feel super oily, I think it's making me break out, I need a reformulation, and they'll do that for you and send it to you for free, which is really cool. I really like that about that as well. Very customer forward, very positive. I really like it. And they also do a whole thing of making sure that it's not gendered, which I think is important. I feel like skincare a lot of the time gets gendered, and I mean, everybody has skin, and so it shouldn't matter what your gender is. Skin is skin, you need to deal with it. You could have a combination oily, dry, whatever, acne prone skin, no matter your gender. So I do also really like that. And they also offer tips and tricks on their website that are things like Are you experiencing purging? Is your skin breaking out? Is this something you've dealt with before? It kind of goes through and tries to help you assess, like, is this an actual issue from these products, or is this what your skin does every time you try something new and then mellows out? So overall, it really isn't too bad, and it's set up in a very good way, as a very good system, and easy to fix and change if you need to. Okay, so unfortunately, all of the pros that I have nothing to do with the actual product. And here's why. So like I said, the first thing I noticed when I used the cleanser, the first thing I noticed when I used the cleanser was that it was incredibly drying right off the bat. And not in a way that made my skin even feel clean. Like, my face just felt dry and tight, and I immediately noticed and saw flakiness on my forehead and cheeks, which is always where I get it. If it's super dry weather, notice that right off the bat that's where I had it. Literally 2 minutes probably after washing my face. I patted it dry, went and did something else real quick, came back to put my moisturizer on, and there was dryness, which automatically I hated. And then the day cream, so it's supposed to have SPF in it. I did put my own SPF over it still, just because I don't feel like this is enough if you just put what's in on your, like, just use your moisturizer as sunscreen. So I did put my own over the top of it, and even with doing that, it felt like the moisturizer went away very quickly. I did not feel like my skin was hydrated or moisturized at all. I felt like I put it on and it kind of just disappeared, and that was it. I did not feel like my skin got anything from this at all. So that was something else that I kind of noticed right off the bat, which was a bummer. Didn't like that either. I also don't usually wash my face in the morning. Up until this point, that hasn't been something that I do. Unless, like, there's a couple nights in college where maybe I fell asleep with makeup on and would wake up in the morning and wash my face, but in general, that's not how my skincare routine has worked. But since I wanted to try and get the most out of this box in this situation, I was washing my face in the morning just because that's what it said to do, and I wanted to give it the full treatment and do the full regime. So watch it again at night, and then that was when the serum came into play. So this was, I think, kind of like an exfoliating salicylic acid style serum. That was the goal of this serum. Is it's supposed to be a clarifying exfoliant, helps fade dark spots and scars and whatever. So I used this, and actually out of all of this was probably my favorite product, because there's nothing you can really do. Like, it didn't irritate my skin, and I actually did notice some, like, texture improvements on my skin from this, but that was it. This is the product that I did, like, put on after I washed my face. In my experience, whenever I use chemical exfoliants like this, they always do make my skin feel a little bit dry. I have never found one that doesn't, which is why I immediately follow up with moisturizer. So the fact that that one made my skin feel kind of dry didn't really surprise me or seem like a problem for me. But then I followed it up with the night cream, and this was crap, to be completely honest. I do typically use a day cream that's more lightweight, just because I don't want to be super oily throughout the day. But this was ridiculously lightweight. Night creams are meant to be heavier, stronger, thicker. They're supposed to be a treatment for the skin, and that's not what this was. This felt just as light as the day cream. I pumped some out, put it on. It felt like it did absorb quickly, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but my skin did not feel hydrated. I did not feel hydrated at all. I woke up in the morning and my skin felt dry. It did not feel soothed or moisturized or anything. It felt dry. It felt like I had not put moisturizer on the night before. And that was my first day, first impressions using all of these products. So obviously I was not very thrilled that I had just spent money on something that I wanted to give at least a month to try it out and make sure it worked, for it to immediately go that poorly. So I kind of decided that it could just be part of balancing out my skin, maybe drying things out a little bit in the oiliness of my skin, and then hopefully it would become soothing once it was balanced. So I did another week of just doing this regime, full cleanser in the morning, day cream, cleanser at night, serum, and night cream. And my skin in 1 week progressively got worse. It was so much more dry, it was more red, it was more flaky. I had more like blackheads I noticed around my nose. I got, and I still have it, it still hasn't gone away, a singular whitehead in between my eyebrows here that I have yet to be able to get to go away. It just stays put. I don't know what it is. I cannot get it out. That's been there since all this started, which I hate. And by the end of the first 7 days that I've used this, like on the 7th day, I just really kind of decided that maybe this just isn't gonna work for me. Maybe this isn't worth it. And I went online to kind of look through my like profile and see if I could change things. And I remembered the whole like, you can request a new product and we'll change it. And so the next like week I decided to do kind of a thing where I like just did one product and kind of tried to see, okay, where is the bulk of this problem coming from? Is it just the cleanser? Because that was super drying when I first put it on. Is it just the night cream? Like what's the problem? So I hadn't gotten rid of any of my other skincare products, so I went back to using my Youth to the People kale, green tea, spinach, vitamins face wash, which I love. I should have never stopped using that cleanser. I'm already using it again, going back to it, and I absolutely love it. So this was the first product that I ditched. I only used this for a week, and switching to the other cleanser, the Youth to the People one, honestly did make a difference. My skin was not nearly as dry, it was not nearly as red and irritated or flaky. It did not look as dehydrated as it did when I was using this cleanser, and that felt reassuring to me because I figured, okay, well, if I just need to redo the cleanser, that's not that bad, that's pretty easy. So that felt better. I also went back to only washing my face at night just because I think for my skin that's just what works best. So that was all positive. I enjoyed that. It was great. So then the next thing that I phased out to see if that was what was causing it was the day cream. And I did notice that once I stopped using that, my skin improved even more. And I just went back to using a different moisturizer I had on hand, went back to trying that, and I noticed that yes, it was helping. My face looked a little bit oilier than it did when using this one, but it actually felt moisturized. It felt soothed. It did not feel tight and itchy and gross. Like it felt better. So then I ditched the serum. And even though I feel like it was helping with the texture and it was helping with like some of the whiteheads or breakouts I was having on my chin, my skin did feel, again, less tight, less itchy, less obnoxious. And then same when I phased out using the night cream. When I stopped using this, I also noticed that other symptoms went away, which was kind of a bummer because at that point I was like, okay, well, there's nothing here. There's not one product in my regime that I was given here that I can change. I need an entirely new skincare regime. Like none of this that I was sent, it was working. So I officially gave up on the cleanser. I tried it one more time and it immediately made my face feel horrible. So I quit using it. And then I did try and use some of the other two, like the day cream, night cream, and the serum a little bit more just to see if I could get a feel for which one maybe made things the worst. And it was all bad. And I realized too, while I wasn't using these and kind of going back to what I was doing, the texture on my face got better. It was still there, it was still bothersome for me, but it was better. So even using this, when I looked at it and thought the texture was getting better, it was basically just solving the problem that the other 3 products created that I couldn't get rid of. So it just ended up not being for me. All the products were incredibly drying. They did not provide any moisture, any barrier support. My face just felt tight and itchy and uncomfortable, and there was nothing that I could do to fix that. The products didn't have fragrance, which was nice, but I still was experiencing a lot of redness and irritation, so I don't know what that was from. And they were just really harsh products. And even in my little skincare quiz that I did before receiving these products, I mentioned that I did have sensitive and kind of reactive skin. I did mention that I have sensitivity to new products and can be prone to breakouts. I put all of these things in there, and they were boxes, literally boxes I was supposed to check. So I did all of these things and still received things that just did not work for my skin. So I canceled the subscription. The consultant I spoke with was very kind. I believe her name was Emily. She asked if I wanted to just do a reformulation, and I let her know I'd need a reformulation on all the products. She said they couldn't do because it makes sense. You can't just send someone 4 new products for free. But it just wasn't gonna work for me. And I think one thing that I kind of learned from all of this is combination skin is such a pain and so hard to work with that I don't know that subscription personalized style skincare is going to be the way to go for people like me who have combination skin. There are like certain companies out there, there's one, I believe it's called like Algenist or Agenist, something along those lines. And it's just, you only get one product from them that you like get your own personal formula for. And it's meant to be the treatment. So you say, yes, I have dark spots and texture. I want to minimize those things. That I think would be great. It's only one product. And then everything else, I think honestly, are things that we just have to, as unfortunately combination skincare people, deal with. Because 2, if you have combination skin, you lean towards, like, you could be combination skin dry and you tend to be more dry than oily. Or you could be combination skin oily and lean more towards oily than being dry. Or you could be me and have really annoying dry spots of skin and really annoying oily patches of skin on top of having sensitive skin and acne prone skin. So when I say it all out loud, I do really see the mistakes that I made thinking this was gonna help, but you win some, you lose some, I guess. I think people who would work really well with this type of skincare box, especially this brand, would be either dry or oily skin, kind of on one end of the spectrum. I think if you were struggling with acne, that isn't to say that these products wouldn't work for you. I just think having acne prone skin on top of having combination skin just probably makes it a little too tricky to deal with. And it's probably pretty hard to customize skincare for someone who has so many specific needs, and there's only 4 products here. So that's a lot to tackle in 4 products, which makes sense. So I am currently revamping my skincare routine. Currently, the things that I like that will be staying are that Youth to the People Super Greens face wash. I love that stuff. I should have never stopped using it. It's perfect. It does clean your skin and makes your skin feel clean and good, but it does not make it feel dry or tight or itchy or flaky or anything like that. So I love it. It does keep breakouts at bay for me. Obviously, there's nothing you can do to solve the whole problem, especially if you have cystic acne. Sometimes those just get in there and there's nothing you can really do about it. I have been using a serum. This is not for you. This is not yours. From The Ordinary, it's the lactic acid serum. I've been using that at night as like an exfoliator. I do really like that. So I do really like that. When it comes to moisturizer, I have been having a bit of a problem. That's the thing that's hardest for me to find. I'm currently testing out my third one since I did the Your Skincare box. So I guess we'll see how that goes. So far, I really do like this third moisturizer. By the time that this YouTube video is up, I will have already posted a TikTok kind of going over why the last two that I tried didn't work out. So that will be up soon. You can go and watch. And then I really so far do like this current day cream that I've been using. And I might actually, if this one continues to go well, I might switch my night cream to that. Because when I do, the one that I'm using right now is the Kors. It's the Wild Rose Sleeping Facial. It's great. It does a lot of good things for my skin, but I think it is making the texture worse and it is making me more oily. So gotta kind of find a middle ground there. I also just purchased the Dew Deliverance Serum. If you are at all involved in the skincare world or just Instagram, TikTok, skincare, or anything like that, anything beauty related that way on social media, you've heard of it, you've seen it. It's the little, I'll put a little photo over here. It's the little blue bottle. I'm really excited to try that. I had a coupon, which is the main reason I was actually purchased it, because it is on the pricier side, but it does not have one bad review, and I kind of feel like it will help round out my situation and get things moving a little bit better. So I am excited to try that. That should be here soon. And then I'll just keep you guys updated. Obviously, I'm not a dermatologist or any kind of skincare expert. All I can do is really share the products that I've used, the type of skin that I have, and what has worked and what hasn't worked. That's really all I can do. I also have some face masks too, now that I think about it, that I've been using that I really like, and those haven't really changed. But yes, so once I kind of have revamped some things, I will let you know. I'll go over my skincare routine, what that looks like, how it works for me, and then kind of explain why they work or don't work. If you want to follow along with that a little more in real time, my TikTok is linked down below, and I've been doing more skincare type stuff on there, which has been fun. And honestly, I think that's a good way to do it, instead of doing large scale videos like this every time I try a new skincare product. I clearly had a lot to say about the Your Skincare, so this definitely I think was the format for that. But just reviewing those one or two products, I feel like this is definitely a TikTok thing. So yes, if you want to stay up to date there, I would follow along. That is all for today, my friends. I don't think this is a bad company at all. I actually really like the direction they're heading in. It might just take a little bit longer. They are a fairly new company from what I can tell, to get things moving and maybe have some more ingredients and things at their disposal to accommodate all skin issues. But I think in general, it's a company worth exploring if you have dry or oily skin. And I cannot wait to show you my new skincare routine and hopefully clearer, healthier skin moving forward. So thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next Friday with a slightly more energetic and fun video, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye.